What is up, everybody? Rye here, and welcome back to Loren, the Amazon Princess. As you guys know, we left the Citadel as of recently, so now we are traveling to Grimoire. Let's head there. Post haste. As they approached Grimoire, the path cut through a wooded area. Loren stopped abruptly and held her arm out to stop Saren. Her expression was serious and her voice low. Something isn't right here. They looked around, examining the area for anything out of the ordinary, and then they saw it. Someone was strung up by their feet from a tree limb, head down with a bag covering their body. The bag reeved. They were still alive. Please, help me. Loren and Saren rushed towards the person, but several little screeching creatures sprang down from the trees. Goblins! Fear shot through Saren as he realized that a battle was now upon them, and that Princess Loren had never fought outside of training. It was up to him to protect the princess. Watch yourself. Same to you. Loren drew her two swords swiftly and hurried to engage the enemies. You do not have to give me any instruction. Saren was surprised to see how swiftly Loren moved as she fought. She started with a vertical slash that moved so quickly that her blade looked like a solid arc of silver. The goblin collapsed to the ground in a bloody mess as she lifted her other sword in a horizontal slash to behead another goblin. She danced between the enemies and evaded their attempts and counterattacted with ease. Saren looked surprised to see how beautifully deadly all of her movements were. Loren impaled another goblin through the heart in one quick stab, retracting her blade and flicking the blood off the metal with casual ease. She didn't have to stop to catch her breath, nor did she break a sweat in a short battle. You are about to select your party formation.
Ow!
Welcome to the battle screen. Attack by clicking on enemy portraits or click ally portraits for friendly actions. Hover on the portraits to see detailed information on the left panel. To repeat the last action performed, simply click twice on the portrait. Click on the quick help button in the bottom right corner for a full tutorial. Yeah, quick help. The party's on the bottom, enemies on top. Character will flash when it's their turn. The red bars indicate health points. I can barely hear myself over the music. Alright, hit points, and blue is skill points. Enemies have stats and skills just like you. Hover over their portraits to see their detailed information. You must defeat all enemies to win. On the right side, you can see the order which everyone attacks from top to bottom. This order can change greatly based on which action you choose when it's your turn. To attack on an enemy, click on its portrait. Icons will appear to its side. Basic attacks are on the left and more skilled actions are on the right. Hover on the skill icons to see their description below. Pay attention to the SP cost and the delay of each action. You will gain new skills as you level up. With melee weapons, you can attack only front row enemies, while with ranged weapons, you can attack any enemy. However, if you are in the front row, you incur a penalty if you attack with a ranged weapon. Alright, so ranged in the back, melee in the front. Easy. Unique way of attacking varying based on their skill set, equipment, or class. Clicking on an ally's portrait will allow you to perform friendly actions like healing or moving spaces. This game remembers your last attack, so to simply repeat your last attack, all you have to do is click twice on the portrait. SP restrictions still apply. Wow, there's a lot of tactical stuff. Stagger value. Every character has a value that increases when they're attacked. Some skills like Warrior Stun can increase the stagger value greatly. When a character is staggered, his attributes are reduced and opens him up to powerful attacks. Your party and your enemies are both capable of staggering. As you hit the enemy, the anger value will increase. If the anger value reaches the enemy's maximum level, the enemy performs a deadly overdrive attack. The mage skill Tranquilize helps reduce the enemy's anger. Measures how much enemies hate that specific party member based on how much of a threat they are seen at. It is usually a good idea to keep the highest aggro value on a warrior because he can sustain more damage than other classes. Alright. Let's give it a shot. Both of these have the same stats. Let's attack. Let's take out this one. Wait, no. Let's take out this one so we can expose the level 2. Alright. 31 normal damage. We'll go with a melee attack. They're doing like no damage, so this gives us a good chance to really play with these abilities. Yeah, I'm like taking no damage, so I'm not even going to worry too much. Have you heal her. Battle system is pretty simple overall. Nah, let's not switch. We'll stick with pure melee. Alright, the back row just completely moved up to the front. We'll go for you first since you're the weakest. And done. So where do I find... Ah, here we go. Stagger and anger. Okay. Yeah, most of his anger is towards Loren, which makes sense.
Let's move on.
You won! Yeah! 28 experience to each. Loren did all the killing. And I got a standard short sword. Cool. Saren hurried to keep up with her, but the fight was over quickly. Loren kept her swords in hand as she approached the stranger and cut the restraining rope. Saren grimaced, but found some amusement at Loren's obvious lack of concern for the person. The person tumbled from the tree, groaned, and then squirmed out of the bag covering him. A little blond man stood up and brushed the dirt from himself. Ow, the ground hurts quite a bit, actually. Who are you? Even though the man's ears were tucked neatly behind his hair, Saren noticed them sticking out from his disturbed locks. They were pointed. His ears. Are you an elf? Oh, you can tell? He cleared his throat and smiled. Elf on my mother's side, yes. He bowed deeply and with unnecessary flourish. Lady and gentlemen, I am Draco Firestarter, and yes, I do start fires. You start fires. Enough of your nonsense. Loren waved her weapons as if he were as much of a threat as the goblins. Was it simply because he was a man, or had her isolation at the Citadel turned her paranoid? Now, don't get upset. I'm just playing around. Identify yourself, now. Your Highness, you just said... I'm surprised you haven't heard of me. I am the all-powerful, famous Master Fire Magician. He suddenly waved his fingers in front of him and created a brief fireball. He made a sound effect to accompany it and laughed. But his laughter was cut short when Loren kicked him straight in the chest and hurled him back towards the ground. Oh, it's just a demonstration. I mean no harm, honestly. Your Grace, I believe you won't hurt us. Loren slowly pulled her sword away from Draco's throat and stood straight. You're right, because he isn't too incompetent to do any damage. Incompetent? That's not fair. I'm actually really good with magic. All kinds, but fire's my favorite. My last name is Firestarter, after all. Oh? Then how did you get captured so easily by a small group of little goblins if you're so powerful? It was a different group. A bigger group. Goblins as tall as trees. Yes. Trees. This guy is like... a joker. That's a very convenient excuse. It was. They were accompanied by a very powerful goblin shaman. I couldn't hold out against them all on my own, and the shaman was as big as... Enough of your excuses. You're wasting the princess's time. Princess? I had no idea that I was in such great company. Draco took some uncomfortable steps towards Loren, so Saren had to block him, pushing him back. Alright, I understand. The princess is off limits. The half-elf's eyes locked with his for a brief moment. He smirked, taking Saren off guard. You let your guard down no matter how tall the goblin. That's unacceptable. I'm more useful than you may think, lady. Perhaps you would be interested in my services? I wouldn't charge much. No, we are not interested. Come on. Draco looked disappointed at her blunt response. Not even if I throw in an especially beautiful lady discount? Oh, he's going to get, like, castrated. Oh. Or because she can just walk away. I'm sure that won't be the last time we see that man. Unfortunately. Oh, that was invigorating. Let's go to my inventory. Let's see if the short sword has any sort of benefits to me as a fighter. Nothing whatsoever. Alright, so... Okay, I don't have to worry about skills for now. Let's save up. Start up camp. Let's leave camp. Quest completed. Travel to Grimoire. Reward 100 experience. And I leveled up. Alright, let's level Loren up. I can give her 3 different attribute points. Obviously, I want to put it into strength. She's going to have, like, no use for will whatsoever. I can already tell. So we'll put 1 point in skill and 2 points in strength. I have 1 skill point, so I need to figure out which one I want. Increases my hit points. Increases all enemies' hate towards the warrior by 50 points so that they are more likely to target him. Increases damage but reduces speed for 3 turns. I'm not sure which one to get. Let's give her knockdown. There we go. And Saren leveled up as well, so we will give him all the strength points. Will's already pretty high as is, so yeah, actually let's do this. Increases strength by a bit. I have a bunch of healing capabilities. Resurrects a knocked out character. Restores allies' stamina and spell points. Increases single target's elemental resistance and removes 3 turns of any negative condition from ally. Or I can boost up my life. I don't really need to boost up my life, so let's go with toughness. Yeah, this seems good. Alright. Now, if you excuse me, I am going to open my soda. First off. Alright. They arrived in Grimoire. Saren was able to get them past the gate guard without any trouble, just a warning to keep all weapons away. The open market in the town square was bustling with activity. So, this is all the human empire can show for their capital. We'll go a friendly route again. I see nothing wrong with it, Your Highness. It's only different from the Citadel. Loren looked at Saren strangely but did not say anything. Come, we need to find out what these settlers know. Loren wants to search all over Grimoire for clues, and Saren will have a chance to react at each location. This is a time to build your character's personality. Every time you select a choice between joking, friendly, or forceful answers, you influence Saren's attitude. To end your search, go to the tavern. Ah, okay, so every time I make a choice, it's going to impact how he talks to her, or talks to people in general. So I can really go the paladin route, you know, chivalrous, direct in a sense, be forceful when he needs to, but overall be friendly. He's not much of a joking character. I might make a few exceptions here and there, but we'll see. But I'm going for kind of like a paladinish character, so. This game did advertise itself as having many different ways to go about in terms of playstyle. They walked through the stalls of the market. Loren flinched and recoiled at everyone that was hurrying past her. Her patience disappeared. She stomped her foot and shouted at the top of her lungs, "Enough! I am Loren of the Amazons. I am on the search for my mother." The whole of the marketplace turned to gawk at her, and then they continued with what they were doing, completely uninterested. Loren was stunned, having never been ignored in her life. Saren was worried that she would take it personally and become angry, so he swooped in to disrupt her thoughts. Let us ask one of the vendors personally. Maybe they have seen our queen. Loren's lips pressed tightly together as she reluctantly walked up to a fruit stall, where the most strange-ass looking character is just standing there. I am Princess Loren, my mother, the Queen of the Amazons. Fresh apples, apples, good fruit for you. The salesman picked up a bright red fruit that neither of them had seen before and shoved it into Loren's hand. Her eyes went large from being handled like a commoner. He's gonna get his head cut off. 1 apple or 2 apples? Loren, however, was too offended to respond. 2 apples for the big woman. 2 apples, 6 gold. Which one do I want to go with? Friendly. No apples. We are not purchasing anything. We're sorry. Loren dropped the apple without care for it. We're leaving. Yes, ma'am. The princess would not subject herself to the horror of the marketplace again. Probably a good thing. This is pretty cool. If it really influences my personality as much as they're implying it is, I'm going to be in for a pretty fun game. Loren wished to appeal to the strongest people of the city, and the grand arena in the heart of Grimoire attracted her immediately. So this is their training grounds? It is odd looking, almost like a temple. It looks as if it's suited to seat an audience, perhaps for approving. We should be able to find their most influential people here. Saren hoped this would be true, but not every culture revered warriors like the Amazons. Loren walked straight into the open pit without trouble, looking very much like she belonged there. Gladiators were training loudly before them, and a few spectators were seated in the stands. Where are all the women? Are you a new recruit? Wasn't told about you. A grizzled old man eyed Loren up and down, making her uncomfortable. Behind him was a large gladiator resting against his sword. Bring me your mightiest warrior. The gladiator raised his chin. You're looking at him. Why? We need a favor and search for my mistress's mother. The War Master and the gladiator both turned to see Saren for the first time. Now that's more like it. You must be the new recruit. You'll fit right in here. Oh god. I will not stand to have my woman patronized. You're mistaken. I do not belong to you. You're already outfitted, yes? Whose banner do you fight under? There's men from Lothark and Horus here too. In fact, this man here... Loren growled and stepped in front of Saren possessively. He is not for sale. Sale? We're done here. Loren whipped away from the men and Saren rushed after her. The Empire's warriors were not at all what they had hoped. Wow, she just wants me all for herself. Mostly to do whatever the fuck she says, but I can't complain. Who out there can complain, really? Guard posts. They opted to ask officials rather than the public. When they walked up to the guard post, the soldiers' chatter was quickly silenced. Loren merely stood, her legs spread and her arms crossed, and not a man was taller than her. No one spoke for a very long moment. We'll go with a friendly response this time. We're sorry to intrude, but we have an important inquiry. Who are you, and why are you here? I am Princess Loren of the Amazons. My mother is Queen of the Amazons. You? You're a princess? My mother has gone missing, and she is believed to have traveled through your lands. The Amazons really exist? I thought my parents made them up to scare me. Have you seen my mother? Tell me where she is. So there really is a group of women in the mountains that enslave men? Is this man your slave? All of the guards went deadly serious, their looks turning heated. Wow! Is everybody in this town incompetent or stupid? You want to pick a fight with... Okay. I am not ashamed of my culture. So it's true! The guards broke out in insults, demanding that they get out of their sight and that they were not welcome in Grimoire. Saren pleaded with Loren not to kill them so that they would not earn the ire of the Empire, or else they would never find her mother. Their search was not going well. Obviously. The highest place of authority was naturally the next step in their search, the castle. They walked right up the castle and were able to step inside the grand hall, which was open to the public. They were not allowed any further, however. A group of guards and a royal vassal were blocking the entrance to the inner cloister. Many peasants were already pleading with the vassal to gain entry. Please, my family is starving. You must let me in. The council is in session, and I will hear no one. Be gone. Loren pushed past everyone with ease and stood at the front of the mob. The vassal took a step back just to take her in. The guards went tense from how threatening she looked. I am Loren of the Amazons. I've come to speak with your queen. Queen? What queen? The Empire has no queen. Loren closed her eyes briefly as if pained her. Then your king. Are you joking? We have a council that governs the Empire, not a king or queen. Then tell your council that I seek an audience with her. Ma'am. The vassal laughed at Loren, instantly enraging her. Her jaw clenched, but she restrained herself. This is the Amazon princess, sir. Isn't there some protocol for royalty? Right, she's a princess and I'm a forest nymph. You're the sixth princess who've tried to get inside today, lady. I will not ask you again. Tell your council that Loren of the Amazons demands an audience. The guards raised their weapons, ready to eject Loren from the premises. Mistress, let's not get thrown out of the city or worse, in jail. You'll not get away with this. When my mother is restored to the throne, she will punish you. The vassal did not seem worried, though Saren knew that he definitely should be. Wow, so everything came up nothing. I was pretty much friendly throughout every single conversation option, though. He sent fireworks shooting out of his hand. Knock that off! Oops. Sorry. You're so persistent. Loren turned to Saren to ask her next question. What do you think we should do? Oh, what the hell? I got a romance option right there, son.